in this episode, we thought that we would have a discussion with you, the viewers, of do you plan your cruise or do you
wing it?
Wing it.
It's all a personal choice, really.
It absolutely is. And so some of the things that we were looking at is when we were planning our cruises, yes, there is some type of planning that goes into planning your trip, right?
That is true. I think usually your first time there, you're to a port, you're more into finding out about on Cruise Critic what people do, what people like, what they don't like, things like that. But once you've been there the first time,
or the 40th time,
or the 40th time, like us in the Caribbean, you kind of just go with the flow, and unless
we jump on a taxi and go, "Where's your best beach?"
Or yeah, they have them all over the port entrances. A whole bunch of tourist excursions at half the price.
Yeah. And so we usually ask the taxi guys, hey, where would you take your family if you were going somewhere? Mm-hmm. Or if you had friends coming in to visit, where would you take them? And so we've stumbled across some really beautiful beaches that way.
And not so many good ones either that way.
That's true. Yeah. So
what they like and what you like might be totally different.
Yeah. I want a place to go to the bathroom.
And I look for places that have a place to get around a drink, something to eat, clean, and not really, the big thing is, I don't like to be hassled by the people up and down the beach every 30 seconds. Massage, necklace, can I braid your hair? I mean, does my hair need to be braided? Things like that. They're trying to sell scarves or purses, and I get it. That's how they can make some money.
Yeah, you're right.
But how many times can you say no? Like, no. Nah.
Nien.
Nient.
Niete.
No capiche.
No way. Nunsach. So yeah, we're kind of like when it comes into planning a cruise, I think there is some spontaneity in everybody because you may get on the ship and you might think, yes, this excursion looks really good, and get on the ship and either the weather forecast may not be it may not be good, or you just don't feel like doing it then, So
yeah, that's one of the drawbacks with it.
Yeah.
Definitely planning ahead. Your itinerary can change, your weather can be bad, or if it's one of those ones like, say, Grand Cayman, where you have to be tugboated in, and we've had it many times. Yeah, tugboat. What'd I say?
Tugboat tendered. Tugboat. We're gonna push your ass in there.
So it can be windy, and they can't get the tender boats across, or the seas can be rough. And this year has been really hectic with the hurricane season, so it's all about timing.
And the weather, because we have been in the Caribbean, obviously. We've done a lot of our traveling in the Caribbean. And there has been times where, for instance, in Barbados, when we went one time, the swells were so rough. Yeah. And because there were ships already in there, and this was during COVID when they had just opened up.
Yeah.
We couldn't go because the tender boat was just rocking, and we were like, no, I don't think we're going to get off the ship today. So, and we love Barbados. That's one of our favorite ports. So
we've been there a few times. Enjoyed every time we go.
Yeah. The weather in the beaches, we found we stumbled upon a beach that was not a lot of the locals, or it wasn't very touristy, but the locals would go there. We had the best time, and it was a clean beach, not that far away from the cruise ship. And so that was really nice.
Do you remember the name?
No, I don't. But I'm sure if I looked up in pictures and things like that, I would remember where it was, because it was very close to the cruise port. It wasn't Harbor Lights, because that was Harbor. No, that's a very touristy beach, but a beautiful beach. Yeah. Oh my God, we love going there.
The other one was the boatyard.
The boatyard is right beside it.
Yeah.
So
that's where all the actually that's where a lot of the crew goes. The boatyard.
Yes.
It's close.
Yes.
I think it was like $10. You got a drink, and there and back. $10 or $20.
I can't remember, because that was before COVID, and that was I want to say 2018, 2019 when we were there last, where we got off the ship.
Yeah, because a lot of
So,
times it rains there too.
well, yeah, it did rain.
The whole way or the whole time.
So,
Anywho.
the benefits of planning your cruise is number one, you're going to look at where you're going, right? Obviously, that's a no give. That's a no brainer, I think,
Yeah.
because you want to go somewhere. You want to look either Caribbean, Europe, or whatever. So there's part of the planning. I think the winging part of it comes in is if you've been to those places before, you really don't have to worry about going. When we went to Europe, about a year ago. We had never been over there, so there was a lot of planning that went into that.
And we found a lot of channels on YouTube, like this
Oh,
one,
yes.
that we got to learn their different experiences, and especially for Rome, it was
Yes.
amazing walking tours.
Oh, yes.
He
was amazing.
Yeah, it's a great video. He does about a 45-minute. There's not much talking, but he walks with the camera, and you kind of get to
Yep.
familiarize with Rome.
It got to the point where I would look where he was. I would look on my phone, look at Google Maps, and I knew exactly where he was. So that when we were in Rome and we were walking the streets, I'm like, okay, I know where we are.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was awesome. Like, we learned a lot.
Yeah,
we learned when not to go see the Trevi Fountain.
Yeah. And right now, it's anytime is not it's busy all the time right now.
It's busy all year
long.
One of the other aspects of planning a cruise, would you say, Joe, is the looking at cost and budget, right?
That is true. A lot of times you can find, before you sail, specials that they'll have, flash sales as they call them. We've been on celebrity excursions where they'll give you 30 or 35% off if you pre-book before you board.
Yes.
So you can find some really, really good deals that way if you want to go through ship excursions. Or else if you're winging in it, you could do it at the port, maybe with a travel company, a local one.
Yeah. In Europe, they had Viator tours, which, we were really good. We did have some issues, but I think it was like almost like against our... some of it was our fault.
Wow,
some of it was my fault. Again, that's where the planning comes in, especially when you don't know where you're going. For instance, we had tickets to go see the Colosseum. We had the Gladiator experience, which means we were going down into the bottom of the Colosseum, which I was so excited for. We did get the information, but there was no signage in front of where the meeting point was. And I thought I knew, but when you're in Europe and you're running like you're on the Amazing Race trying to get to your spot and you miss it, it is such a horrible feeling. And I was devastated. So
it was at a government park with no real signs. There was nothing saying that they were there. We didn't know. We walked by it
20 times. Yeah.
We were following, what was it, the Apple Maps?
We were following Apple Maps. And again, now we know what we know.
You know what you know.
You don't know until you know, right?
And by then we didn't know. And too late.
Too late. We missed it. And that leads me to the other point is we couldn't get tickets because everything was sold out. So we had gone to Rome specifically to see some of these key things, and we had to wing it. And so we just wandered off and explored the rest of Rome. So we just kind of said, okay, it is what it is. Next time I'm coming back and I'm going to see the Colosseum.
And it was very busy. The lineups there.
So planning, I would say planning for Europe is somewhere over there. Yes, you can't. I don't think you could just wing a European trip.
Again, unless you've been to Europe multiple times.
Yes, again, yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many things. Like for us, we've been to the Caribbean multiple times. We kind of know where we want to go, and if we want to try something different, that's when a lot of times when you're at a bar or at a pool, you talk to people and you find a lot of great information as well.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have learned a lot of things just talking from other cruise passengers of their favorite places, and maybe we hadn't thought of that. So get to know your fellow cruisers out there. And you do learn a lot of information. And we've actually gone on excursions with people. Yeah. You know, like they're like, hey, we got a couple more spots on this excursion. You want to go? We're like, sure.
Yeah, we go.
Yeah. And even on Facebook, your Facebook groups will also help you plan ship excursions, because a lot of people get together and they talk in those groups and they'll throw out things. And that's how we got from Rome to Civitavecchia was through a Facebook group. And I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea, but it was a good idea. And we rode with these two ladies and we split the cost of a van.
It was a great idea.
Yeah, they were very nice too. Yep.
Not that we've seen them after that. But,
No, I never saw them again.
But
okay.
Anyway, during the commercial break, I cleaned my glasses.
Yeah, so Joe
Joe
went and grabbed a drink and cleaned his glasses. So
I can see.
Now he can see. So now we're back.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I hope you're enjoying it so far.
Okay, so when it also comes to planning your cruise, you want to have some type of structure, but at the same time, you want to have a buffer. And Joe and I were just talking about that. He likes to have everything jam-packed, where I'm somebody who needs to relax. When I go on vacation, I don't want to be walking around the deck 500 times like Joe does. And then
I like to be busy.
He likes to be busy from morning and night, and I'm somebody who is not like that. So we have to find that common ground. I like to sit out on the deck, go swimming in the pool, where he likes to go and walk around. So you do your thing, I do my thing. We'll meet in the middle at some point, I think.
And it works.
Yeah. I give him 30 minutes of walking on the deck. And then I want to go sit down and
then she's done.
And then swim and stuff like that. But anyway, for the planners out there, like me, I do like to plan, but I think what I find is that you definitely need to have some sort of like packing list. You need to know where you're going. You need to know money, how much money to bring. You need to know like what kind of clothes to bring and things like that. A lot more casualness is on the cruise now, I think. And it's not so much formal as, you know, you've got to bring like a fancy dress or a suit. You can if you want to.
Yeah. It just depends on.
But it depends on, you know, the cruise line that you're going on. But I think for the planners, I'm somebody who I think I need to get a little bit more organized when it comes to planning, because I'll have everything all out and packed. I'll change my mind 10 times like the true Gemini I am. And Joe will come by and he'll say, do you have my belt? Do you have this? And I'm like, son of a gun, I think I packed it. Open up the suitcase, take a look. I need to have a checklist. And I think that's what helped. That's what would help me.
That's why I wing it. If I planned it,
Joe would have no pants like he did on our honeymoon.
Exactly. I'd be on port looking to buy a pair of pants. I thought you could wear shorts when you're in the dining room, but in where was it? Puerto Rico. All the pants that they had were green.
Well, yeah,
yellow.
we already they were like his color teal shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is like you've got to find like a balance between the two.
What were we talking about now?
I don't know.
Oh, planning and winging it. That was today's episode.
Well, yeah, we've already talked about winging it and planning it. We got to wrap it up now.
Oh, well, let's wrap her up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
All right.
Vamonos.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So.
All right, we're back.
For the people who like to wing it, keep your schedule light. You should probably do maybe a little bit of planning so that you have a passport that's not expired. You've got a credit card that works, and you're safe. You have to be safe out there. So knowing where you're going, knowing where not to go is probably a good idea.
Yeah. What parts of the city,
where
to go, where not to go.
Yeah. So
what to do, not do.
Yeah.
How far to go. I mean, you could go really far out and go on a wild ride and not even know where you're at. Not that it's happened to us or anything, but always be.
Happened to him.
I don't know, happened to me.
We already said when you were walking in Washington.
Oh, that's walking in Washington, not on a cruise.
Not in a good area.
I don't know my way around.
He winged it. And look where it got him lost.
I wasn't lost.
Yes, you were. You didn't know where you were.
I made it back.
Yep. So, but if you like what you see and we keep you entertained, subscribe. like and subscribe.
It helps us out. It shows that people are actually watching and like what we're doing. We like what we're doing.
Since last week, we got 2 more subscribers. We're at 82. Woohoo!
Yeah, one day at a time.
Yeah, 1 subscriber at a time. So thank you to our new subscribers out there, whoever you are, because sometimes we can't see who the new subscribers are. So if you're one of our new ones, if you're 82, thank you.
Yep. Drop us a line.
Yeah.
Give us a comment. We'd love to read things.
Yes. So
Cheryl does answer all of them.
I will. And so drop a comment below and let us know, like, are you a winger or a planner? And maybe you can give us some of your winging tips or planning tips.
Yeah. Every little bit helps the community.
Exactly. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Happy traveling, happy cruising, and ciao, ciao.
For now.
Wait a minute.
And that's what we're doing right now. I mean...
Okay.
All right.
So introduction. We're starting off with the. Here I sit and wait while Joe shuts his phone off. Well, now he's going to read all the text. Do 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 do. All right. Do that.
Bye.